Hello everyone. There are two 3D objects on the screen. Can you spot a major difference between the two? This one has a curved surface and a flat surface on the bottom as well. While this blue one has only flat surfaces. All the lateral surfaces are flat and the bottom surface is flat as well. Now, can we classify these solid shapes according to their surfaces? Curved or flat? How about you pause the video and try doing that? We'll see that we have some 3D shapes which have only flat surfaces. A solid object which is made entirely of flat polygonal surfaces is called a polyhedron, the plural of which is polyhedra. While there are some shapes like spheres, cones, and cylinders which have curved surfaces. These are called non-polyhedra. Here, these flat polygonal surfaces are called faces, and the lines where the faces meet are called edges. Also, these corners where the edges meet are called vertices. Let us look at some examples of polyhedron. If you look at these two examples, you would see that all the faces are congruent. This is a cube. All the faces are basically square and they're all congruent. They can overlap with each other. Similarly, here this triangle would overlap this triangle and it would overlap this triangle as well. So the faces are congruent. Also, edges are equal. All edges are equal in both of these. And all the vertices are formed by equal number of edges. This vertex is formed by these 3 edges. Similarly, this vertex is also formed by 3 edges. Same goes for here. This vertex is formed by 3 edges. This vertex is formed by 3 edges. Such polyhedron where the faces are congruent, the edges are equal, and vertices are formed by equal number of edges are called regular polyhedra. Then we have another classification where the faces are not congruent. Clearly, this face would not overlap with this face. Similarly, here the bottom face is a rectangle. The lateral face is a triangle. They won't overlap. They are not congruent. The edges are also not equal. And the vertices are not formed by equal number of edges. For example, this vertex is formed by 3 edges, but this vertex is formed by 4 edges. So if any of these conditions is met, then the polyhedra is called non-regular polyhedra. Let us look at some types of polyhedron now. Look at these two examples. You would find out one very interesting thing, which is that both of these have two parallel and congruent faces. The polyhedron has two parallel and congruent polygonal faces, and these are called bases. For example, in this case, the congruent and parallel polygonal faces are triangles. In this case, it's the hexagon, the parallel and congruent polygonal faces, and these are called bases. Also, all the other faces, the lateral ones, they are rectangles or parallelograms. For example, this one here, it's a rectangle, or this face here, it's a rectangle. This face here, it's a parallelogram. So these kind of polyhedron which have two parallel and congruent polygonal faces and the lateral faces are rectangles or parallelograms, these are called prisms. Another example is a cube or a cuboid. If you look over here, the opposite faces, these are parallel and congruent. And the lateral faces, they are all rectangles. So this is also an example of prism. Then we have another category where the base is a polygon. For example, in this case, the base is a triangle, there the base is a rectangle. And the lateral faces are triangles and they meet at a common vertex. The lateral face here is a triangle, this one is a triangle, this one is a triangle, and they're meeting at a common vertex. These are called pyramids. We have seen the shapes of pyramids, right? They have an apex at the top, a common vertex, right? Another interesting aspect is that the names of these polyhedron is determined by their bases. For example, here the bases are triangles. So this is a triangular prism. In this case, the bases are hexagons. So this is a hexagonal prism. Similarly, the bases over here are squares. This is a square prism. And if we have this polyhedron, the bases are rectangles. So this is a rectangular prism. In this case, the base is a triangle. So this is a triangular pyramid. It is also known as tetrahedron. Tetra means 4. This one has 4 faces, 3 lateral and 1 at the bottom. Similarly, here the base is a rectangle. So this is a rectangular pyramid. If the base was a pentagon, let's say, it would have been called a pentagonal pyramid.